What are you after? I wanted one of those. A fair trade. That all, is it?
Ah, Clive, I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own food. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, of course. But if Eastpool's going to survive, it's got to be able to fend for itself. As have those poor bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own masters. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So it's up to us to teach them. And if you're wondering why you, well, the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village of late. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone, it's you.
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep him in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Gazal Greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, I mean all of us. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right, and they're just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even abandoned.
Can hardly make out a bloomin' thing. Time to fight.
slow. Vocal! Nice try. This one. Farewell. Over here! Fever! Stay down! Vocal! Nice try. Slow. You're finished! Go to him!
Time to fight.
This one. It's over. Get him!
Be wary of Akashic on the road, my lord. Their numbers have been increasing of late.
I heard the Guardian saying we're supposed to blow up.
Ah, Lord Rossfield. What brings you to Eastpool?
A delivery from Martha.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd long since gone to seed, only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Damn it all, I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
Akashic, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die, fighting for their lives.
So wait. You said you lacked men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool saved? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians. What help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between victory and defeat.
You're right, my lord. I will appeal to them. My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will, a home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool!
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady, we're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square, the perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them, and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade! They're here!
Then you know what you must do. We work together, everyone playing their part, each shielding the other that no man might fall, that Eastpool might live on. For Rosaria!
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
The calm calm before the storm. And here it comes. I will not let this village fall. This one. Let's try. Nice try. Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic Curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in Eastpool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the Curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.
No use calling Ambrosia now.
Next one's mine.
I needed that. Come on. Fly, Ambrosia. You deserve a rest. this one! Fool! All right. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rossfield, the Curl.
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. We were able to eradicate the... I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away...
they'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity, and I believe if he was still with us today...
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I... After all, this is my home now, too. And I could
I think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud, all the same. I'll have to pull my weight, too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course, and I'll be counting on yours, too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right. I will.
Lord Rossfield, clearing the goblins from the Stillwind Marsh. There's one sight that I shall never forget. You. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up. When the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. I thought, but every time I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be...
You get rewarded for it. Take it before I change my mind.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its... and a home to free bearers.
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. bearers in charge of them, though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that reminds me, loath as I am to recall that particular day.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye.
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bear got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other had always...
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw he certainly didn't lack...
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like...
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope. Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making the least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve as a hot meal. And you and me...
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Clive!
I just wanted to see how the town's been faring.
Since all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Nat, and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Under...
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalimil. Because of how he stopped...
It's the mayor of Dalimil, dear child. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn... Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon.
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front, and they have formed what one could call a League of Outlaws. And they grow more organized by the day.
But we'll fight them all off just like last time, no matter how many of them there are. Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue to... The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Our best hope is to nip these efforts at organization by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to lend us his aid.
How could I refuse?
Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul.
I'll go and speak with...
What's the difference between a lord and a mayor? That's easy. One of them swings a sword, the other forges them.
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalamil, Vic?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cough.
I did. I've developed something of a... And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem a sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my doing his bidding.
You're not the only one.
What does he want you to...
He asked for my aid in putting down the bat, and he said that you might be able to help me find them.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon, at as many camps as we can.
All right.
There's one upriver. Just out there.
Leave it with me.
Those ne'er-do-wells want to band together.
Finished. No mistakes. Nice try. That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers! Take his head off!
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see the bandits didn't. No. Something's happened.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor is a bearer.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape, and his escape route took him right through Dalamil. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them. And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who was made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing. Luke...
You're right.
And now, everyone, I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And, well, it was bound to come out soon.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried, but we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. Iron. All that matters to me is that you two are...
Look at him talking to his betters like it... All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside.
You're right.
I'm glad you agree. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to you. Head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember. They know that Lubor and I are friends. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and...
I'll do what I can. Lubor, I can't promise anything.
And that is all I can ask of you.
Why are you taking the bearers?
Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
He knew all along that he was playing us.
Forgive me for disturbing you, but...
I've seen your
As have I, Lord The rumors that he's a...
He'll never be mayor now.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is... In this at least, he's done the town a service.
Leniency? He pretended to be one of...
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dalamil. And they will thank you not to get involved.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refused to consider.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently. For now, we should report back to Lubor.
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side? I assume the situation...
There's still hope.
But perhaps not in this lifetime. I think it's fair to say...
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. We'll talk some sense into them in the end.
No. You and your efforts would be better spent...
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. That a blade is a reflection. Yourself be true. Now, rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me. And now, I know what that is. I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of... For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic...
Don't go, Lubor. We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go.
How could it possibly be for the best? The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
They would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves? I thought you were better than this, but it seems you had me fooled.
Victor.
Forget it.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe... Ah, but where are my manners? Here. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do...
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his... Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little unless, I regret.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the...
Fallen ruins, I take it.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among, as if protecting the secrets concealed.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov. A small hamlet built around a fallen... I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their preliminary find. If you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that they would be honored to relate any discoveries they have made to you directly.
All right.
They will be... Might I suggest you take the road through Titan's Wake? It will lead you straight to the village, after but a short walk.
Thank you. I will.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord.
A village built around an airship. Sounds like another Lost Wing. I hope the inhabitants are just as friendly. This one. Titan! That's better. Too slow. Nice try. It's over.
Get him! Go for it!
Oh no.
You'll pay for this. May still be survivors. Sicker! Whatever that thing is, say it's their leader.
Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a mercy, able to see our duty to its conclusion.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive. Surely this survey wasn't worth done.
We are charged with a duty of the highest import.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause. And now, to what do we owe the honor of your...
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agree.
I see. That is most kind. Pray. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
It's one thing to lay down your life for another. But for a survey... I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril.
Welcome, welcome. Anything else? Of course. Anything else? Go safely. Ah, you are...
Here.
My thanks. I shall study them, and inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might aid you in your fight against Ultima.
Cyril. Your losses which could have been avoided. Had the others not chosen, were these your orders?
No. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix. It is our sole duty. And should we die...
Even when death is avoidable.
My lord, I fear that this is not a point over which it would be fruitful to argue. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations. And your opinion of we live to serve the Phoenix. Our very order
Cyril. I know, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers surrender their lives without... Provide your survey parties with an escort. That they might live to do their duty for years to... Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Joshua would want you to serve him. Please.
I thank you for your... If you will permit me to respond. Our faith in his grace, and we of the Undying, will do what we believe is right to fulfill our duty unto him. As first shield to the Phoenix, I am sure you understand what it...
I do.
Then we are of the same mind.